What kind of fish do you catch? It's a simple question that, for me, is very difficult to answer. To be blunt, I think the easiest thing to say would be whatever fish are around. Honestly, the uncertainty of fishing is one of the many things that keeps me coming back for more. Today we're going in search of anything and everything the ocean has to offer. We're taking this beautiful Mako 214 offshore in Jupiter, Florida, with the goal of knocking out these species and bringing home something delicious to cook. Throughout this video, we failed, we succeeded, and we were constantly reminded that we have so much left to learn.
This is the biggest thump of my life. There he goes. Yeah, now he's on it. Good morning, everyone. What's going on? I am out on the Mako 214 today with my main man, Tyler.
What up?
Better known as Sun's Out Fishing, just looking jacked as usual. We are headed out of Jupiter, Florida, my hometown, and we are after a bunch of pelagic fish today. Gonna try and load up on some live bait first, head out, see what we can catch. I know there's been a lot of fish around. So first stop of the day, we're actually going to hedge our bets, and we're gonna stop at my buddy's boat. My buddy owns a live bait business, so that's what he does for a living. He's always out up and down the east coast of Florida looking for live bait. So we're gonna stop off at his boat. I'm not sure if he's there or one of his guys that works for him there, but we're heading over right now, and we're gonna try and get some pilchards, and then we're gonna go try and catch some sardines ourselves. I think I'm just gonna dip it right in there. Almost 365 days a year, they're always out hustling. I'll literally be like hundreds of miles north, and I'll post something on my Instagram story catching pilchards, and my buddy Matt will be like, "Where are you? We need to go get those right now." Appreciate it. So we loaded up on all those pilchards from our bait, or from our, live bait buddies. But I also want to try and catch some live sardines if we can. We're at one of the local bait spots right now, just kind of driving around. I'm looking on the Garmin unit, seeing if I mark anything, because there's really no point in dropping a sabiki if I'm not marking any schools of bait. It's just gonna be a waste of time. So really cruising around, and I use the traditional sonar, and I also use the side scan to kind of look out wide a little bit and see just kind of what we're working with. And it's always better if you're marking them to fish 2 rods than 1. Doubling your chances, but
that's what we're looking for right there.
Nice. Should have brought the hooker, but I forgot.
Spanish sardine. You gotta be careful when you're letting them string up, because the predators could try to take them right off of your sabiki rig, but we got lucky there with 2 nice baits.
What do I got? Oh, lassoed. A little cigar minnow action.
Cigar minnow, actually.
These definitely get eaten. I don't like them as much as sardines, just because I don't have as much experience catching cool stuff on them. And I think Tyler might have said it, but I'll say it again in case he didn't. Typically, I like to have just a little de-hooker for these guys, so you don't have to handle them with your hands. The more you handle baits, the worse shape they're going to be in. But unfortunately, that was one of the couple things I forgot today. So we're doing it Pierce style.
Yeah.
So we did catch a couple quick baits, but really just wasn't happening. Really not worth our time right now. Sun's still low enough that we're gonna have a decent morning bite, so we're gonna go take advantage of that with the baits we got. Let's head offshore. Okay, so first bait of the day is going to be this live pilchard. I'm hooking him on this triple hook rig. So you see we got 3 hooks here. It's very popular used by commercial fishermen here. Essentially, it allows you to not get cut off by toothy fish like kingfish, and still fish a fluorocarbon leader. I'm gonna flip this bait out, see if he swims away from me at all. We're just gonna kind of free line him out here. We're in an area called the ledge, so it's a big drop-off area. There's a lot of difference in elevation, so it goes from like 100 feet all the way down to, I don't know, 200 feet really, really quickly. Not a lot of current right now, which is not ideal. You want some current to get the baits out away from you, and basically when there's a little bit of current, there's usually a better bite. So we'll see what happens on this first drift. We're always trying to set up, figure out what's going on. I kind of feel like I'm getting chased right now though, so we'll see. So I just let bait out about 50 feet on this lighter rod. I got a wire rig on here. And what I'm doing is I'm setting this up as a deeper bait. So all I'm going to do is loop on a little rubber band onto my monofilament. It's not going to hurt the line at all. And then I'm going to loop in this bank weight. Now that is going to get my bait down, but still allow it to look natural because the weight's really far away from the bait. We got a lot of marks down deep right now, so that's going to get me a little bit more into the strike zone. When we get a bite, really all we're going to do is fight the fish normally until we get to the weight, unloop the weight, and then just reel the rubber band through the guides and onto the reel. Not going to hurt anything. This allows us to kind of cover our bases. We got a couple baits on top right now, see if any fish are feeding on top. Also, we're getting a bait down deep because we are getting some marks down deep. There we go. Oh, we were tight. Yeah, we're tight.
Good?
Yeah.
There we go, Ryan's hooked up. First fish of the day.
Yep. Pull and drag. Unhook that. There we go. The fish realized it's hooked now. See, I just reeled that rubber band into my reel. It's not hurting anything at all. Ripping. Might have us a bonita. We got us a bonita. Whoa! Bang! First fish of the day. We got us a classic bonita. We're gonna keep him just because, you know, you never know when you're gonna need more bait. They're real bloody. You can use him as plenty of bait, but not the best table fare in the world. So just gonna get the hook out, throw him in the cooler. Finish our first drift. First drift kind of sets the tone to figure out like what's going on, where the boat's gonna move. And just the lack of current is really what's sticking out to me right now. So we might have to change our game plan up, change our spots up. But it's not like we're away from where everyone else is fishing. A lot of people are fishing and some people are catching out here. So getting back down, putting our spread back out, similar game plan, just letting the deep bait out. I'm about to hook the weight on. While we're waiting for a bite, I'm gonna drop down this vertical jig, 100-gram Johnny jig. I got it rigged up with some BKK Lentis assist hooks. We'll just see different presentations. Sometimes, man, you've been fishing live bait and you drop down a jig and suddenly it's just like, oh, they're eating jigs today, y'all. We weren't getting bites, but now we are. There you go. Oh, we got a little mahi.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Let's see if there's anything else with him.
AKA Dorado.
That's actually a nice one.
Super cool. I haven't caught a dolphin since I was a kid. Wait till you guys see how beautiful this fish is. Fork.
Slide him over my way.
Ryan's gonna stick a gap in this fish. Here we go.
Look at that.
That's some meat we're looking
Nice.
for right
Nice cow dolphin.
there. Nice.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Super cool, man.
Choked it. Good work.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Sun's out goes offshore.
Yeah, that's right. I promise you guys, I have not caught a dolphin since I was maybe 10 years old.
Oh, that long?
Yes, for real. I don't get offshore much.
Yeah,
man.
don't slide him off the gap right away on this one. It'll freak out.
Alright, cool. I'm just gonna show him off.
Now, the irony isn't lost on me that I started this video by saying I want to catch anything and everything, and then I presented a list of a bunch of different species. But I just wanted to give you guys an idea that we're out targeting a specific number of fish, but I'm always happy to catch whatever is willing to eat.
Bumping around, trying to find stuff right now.
On the vertical jig. Doesn't feel like a very big fish, but it does feel nice to have something on.
You got a tuna, buddy.
Yeah, you think so? Ryan's calling it a tuna. We'll see. This is Ryan's setup, and it's really nice. It'd be like a blue runner or something. Oh, it's like a little Mako jack. So when Ryan says this fish is a little bit taller, he's referring to from here to here, I guess. There's another species called an amberjack, which is very, very similar, and they get huge and they fight. They call him House of Pain, but this is just his cousin. Just a little Mako jack. I'm gonna pop these hooks out of here, let this guy swim. Sort of. There he goes. I'm gonna keep jigging, see if we can catch something else. It's a fun way to pass the time while you're shooting the breeze with the boys and waiting for the live baits to get hit.
On this guy, on this guy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Look, he's jumping out there. Ah. Oh, okay. Oh. So, basically, we're all sitting here waiting for a tuna bite. I had the flatline out for a while, and I'm about to whip out a Red Bull, see if I can get, you know, a little caffeine energy going. But this rod just doubled over, the flatline doubled over, and we saw something jumping out there, and I was like, oh, hey, that's our bait. We got a little dolphin on the spinning rod. Not a huge fish, but enough to put some more meat in the box. Very, very cool.
I hope I do not embarrass myself with the gaff shot.
You don't even need to gaff him. Save the blood. Save the blood.
You know better than me.
Boom. Flip him in there. I'm gonna let him chill out. I'll show him to you guys in a second, but these things freak out when you throw them in the boat.
That was a good question. So, hook of choice today. It's a BKK all-arounder 5.0. You know, I just match my hooks to the size bait that I'm using. I really go back and forth on when I like to use circles and when I like to use J's. Today, with these live baits, I was just feeling J hooks, and the BKK all-arounder is always a good starting point. And yeah, man, just tying it on. Got a little 50-pound fluorocarbon made by Ocean Devil, and gonna flip that bad boy back out. But not a crazy rig or anything like that. You guys saw, basically we have the same rigs. The two down rods just have weights rubber banded on them. One's got wire, one has mono, or one has fluorocarbon, and this one just literally free swimming with a little fluorocarbon leader. So, got the live pilchard here. I just take the BKK all-arounder and I stick it through the throat. So this actually makes the baits swim down a little bit better. They don't live as long, and when you reel them in, you basically, you know, they don't basically live. So if you're very low on baits, I recommend nose hooking, but out here, middle of the day, when the fish are gonna be a little bit deeper, even with the flatline rod, I like the bait to get down, so I give him a little jerk, it pulls his head down in the water column, and he's gonna swim down to about 20-ish feet, something like that. So, and a nice spread. Out here, like 300 feet of water right now. See if we get another bite. If not, we're gonna reset. Oh, look at that, look at that.
Mahi. On it already?
No. Oh yeah, he is. He is. I was so confused. Woo, that's a little better one.
After putting on another flatline bait?
Yeah, I said I wasn't gonna put another bait out too. I'm kind of glad I did.
So I'm gonna join him with another flatline.
So I'm leaving this guy in the water right now because we think we saw another mahi, and I want Tyler to be able to catch that one too. So leaving him in the water will typically keep the other mahi around the boat, keep them interested in what's going on. So we'll see. I don't really see anything right now, but I'm gonna leave him in for a second. If not, I'll flip him up, throw him in the box. Pro tip, open the cooler before you swing him in the boat so you can swing him right on in. I think I'm good. Boom. For the most part, if I don't easily see the hook, I just give him the hook. I'll snip the leader and tie it up and tie a new hook on because it's just quicker, easier. And you don't get the boat all nasty, get all here.
Nice. So, cute little dolphin, perfect eating size, no problem with that. So stoked to get this guy in the boat. Got another one that was a little bit smaller than him. And I'm gonna show you guys in a sec because there's something really interesting with the other small one. But this is a beautiful fish. Love eating these guys. They honestly one of the fastest growing fish in the ocean. So that's why they're always eating. They're always feeding on different stuff because this fish is less than a year old. When they're 40, 50 pounds, they're only 5, 6 years old. So yeah, they grow fast. So in order to grow fast, they need to eat a ton. And this guy choked that pilchard. My hook is all the way down the throat. So might switch to circle hooks now. Who knows? Depends on how I'm feeling on the day. But man, that coloration is gorgeous. And yeah, just having a great day out here, man. It's a great time. So this is the other one that I just caught, and look at how different the coloration is. He's changing colors now. He's not with us anymore, but it's very, very blue, crazy blue. And that's not why I wanted to bring him out. I actually wanted to show you guys, look at these marks on him.
That tells me that some type of billfish, marlin, something like that, was trying to eat this guy, and he was able to get away. But this guy's seen some stuff, and the last thing he saw is the inside of this cooler.
We were just up here letting the time pass, and I've been throwing the jig and trying to work hard while this fish feels at least bigger than that Mako jack.
This is good. The way it's staying down, tail beating, pulling a little drag. This is why you fish the jig. We have 4 live baits out, deep, high, every depth hooks up on the jig. So let's see what we got.
Just keep working to the surface, moving fast. I think he's acting like a blackfin. Oh, it might be a bonita. No,
That's a bonita.
no, that's tuna.
Oh, it is.
Nice.
Swing him over to the right.
There we go. Ryan just stuck. Nice. Hell yeah.
Blackfin in the boat.
Let's go, boys.
Woo! Heck yeah, man.
Let's go.
You were determined with the jig and you made it happen.
That's it, man. When you're out here, you got to take full advantage. I told you guys I don't get offshore a lot, so I'm going to work for them today, and it paid off with that one.
Heck yeah. Unbelievable. Man catches, I have a brand new jigging rod. Man catches the first 2 fish on it. It's basically his rod now. I just have to give it to him. So yeah, I'm jigging. I actually tied on the exact same jig. Similar leader size to him, so very similar presentation. But sometimes certain people just got it and other people don't. And who knows, I might not have it today. There's stuff blowing up on top over here. But even this last tuna that Tyler had, there was another one with it. So we know there's plenty of tuna out here. Our buddy caught 6 this morning, so we got some catch up to do. Almost lost the rod, buddy.
Oh my God, Ryan was just giving a rinse down.
This thing is ripping. Dude, we almost lost the rod. You see the rod holder bent? I don't know what this is. This is big. This is big.
Things are looking up.
There we go. Can you help me clear some of these rods? You can just leave that fish. Just reel up the flat lines. Whew. Oh man, that was crazy. Gonna have to tighten up that added rod holder to the boat. Or at least go looser drag if we put a rod in there. Update. We're about 10 minutes into this fight, man. And I'm still very unsure what it is. You know, I always, out here in Jupiter, Florida, there's no shortage of sharks. So I'm always gonna lean towards something big and heavy like this, probably being a shark. But at this point, we're in the middle of the day, around noon. We're not really wasting any time. All we're gonna do is go back in and try and catch some bait. So I'm gonna fight this thing as long as it takes to get some color, see what it is, because it's a big wide ocean. There is no fences out here, and you never know what it could be. So it is hot, it is sunny out here, and I'm stoked to be wearing hooded apparel. And Pelagic is actually one of the sponsors of this trip. They sent Tyler and I some epic gear. And so if you guys want to check out any of the gear that we're wearing, any of the clothing or anything like that, you guys can go ahead and check it out, linked below. I have a shark, boys.
Yeah, you do. All right, this is a bonita. Saw one earlier that Ryan caught.
We talk about the yellowfin.
So, you know. Oh, look, another shark came up to check out this shark. We'd said we weren't seeing any sharks today, but yeah. What we thought was a shark turned out to be a shark. It wasn't anything cool. Like 6 foot long, dusky. You can let him look up. And basically all we're gonna do is we're gonna snip it real close because we don't want to get any lose any fingers today. And this really small hook is gonna rust out very quickly. And we're gonna let him go and live a happy sharky life. Boink. Adios. So this trip and many others that I'm going on this year would not be possible without Saltwater Sportsman magazine or Bass Pro Shops for providing this Mako boat that we're using. So if you're interested in anything from Saltwater Sportsman magazine or this Mako boat specifically from Bass Pro Shops, go ahead and check the links down below in the description. So we closed out the morning with Tyler catching one more really nice blackfin on the jig. My man had it this morning, I did not. He was getting all the bites. But what we did realize is we needed some sardines. Our buddy was fishing right next to us and he caught 6 blackfins on sardines. We caught 0 blackfins on the pilchards that we had. So we headed to the local bait spot and knew that we just needed to get a couple sardines for the afternoon bite. So update, It's still hot, but luckily we're getting that afternoon wind. We actually pulled inshore here. We're in about 18 feet of water at one of the local bait spots. And I decided to try it out. Didn't see anyone fishing here, but pulled up and there was decent bait marks. And we've caught a couple sardines, a couple cigar minnows, which are better baits actually than the pilchards that we had this morning. Tyler's got exhibit B right here. That's a cigar minnow, so that's the second best bait that we can find today. And we're looking, we also got a couple full-size sardines, and that's my favorite bait. We loaded up on some more baits, got some sardines, got some some cigar minnows, and we are back out on it. So right now we're kind of messing around inside, seeing if we can catch something cool, seeing if we can catch like a cobia, or maybe a kingfish or something like that. But as the lake gets lower, 4:30, 5 o'clock, we're gonna start back to the tuna grounds. We're gonna try and see if we can catch a couple more tuna with those sardines. Maybe we'll catch a couple tunas, and then we'll head in here and try and catch a couple big kingfish to end the day, because there's always big kingfish in here. And the best time of day around this area is right before dark. Under the boat. Oh, I don't. We got us a bonita. In the boat. That's a skinny boy. Well, the update is someone turned the wind on. We had times today where there literally wasn't a breath of wind, and now we have all the wind. It's probably blowing 20 miles an hour. A lot of whitecaps out here. This Mako 214 is handling it like a champ. But yeah, it's probably a reason that we're one of the few boats out here, and the fish aren't really biting that good. But we'll see what happens. Sun's dropping, still got plenty of baits left, and still fishing, so that means I haven't quit yet.
Yeah, rip and drag.
That's the right one.
Rip and drag. That's what we like to see.
Hold off, right?
Huh?
Hold off on putting another bait out?
No, fish. 100% throw more chummies and throw a bait out. Getting chased by a shark, 100%. Probably getting sharked. Yeah, I just got sharked.
No way.
Yeah, 100%. Yep. Just got eaten by a shark. Ah!
That was like a big fish.
Can you move this rod, please? So dumb. Definitely pretty positive. Had a kingfish, ate it, ran down, then started sprinting straight up, and I figured it got sharked. The minute it changed directions like that, I knew a shark was on it, and not much you can do about it, man. Sucks though.
We ended up grinding it out for a couple more hours, but unfortunately, all we had happen was kingfish lost to sharks and catching bonitas like this one. So we headed in with our tail between our legs, hoping that day 2 was going to be a little better. All right, so that was probably one of the wettest rides of our lives. We are back at the ramp now, got the boat out of the water, but there's still a lot of fishing that has to happen. So we'll see you guys for day 2. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2. Day 1 was quite the debacle between all the weather changes, how hard we worked for the fish, but got the exact same crew today. Colin behind the camera, Tyler right here, ready to go.
Let's go.
Back pain and all. and still rocking a whole new set of pelagic gear because they sent us a bunch of stuff. But we're headed back. Very similar game plan right now. I'm gonna get some live bait from my buddy Matt. He should have some sardines for us, and like I said on day one, sardines are one of my favorite baits, so we should have a couple dozen of those, and we're gonna get out while the light's still low and try and catch a couple fish. So I told you guys about this last time, but this is actually my buddy Matt. We used to fish together a long time ago, commercial fishing and stuff like that. This is his live bait business here in Jupiter, Florida. So if you ever need anything, I'll have some stuff linked down below to Matt's live bait business. If you guys are in Jupiter and want to get some live baits, he takes the best care of them. How long have you been doing it for now, Matt?
Been doing this now full time for 12 years.
Whew.
Since I was 20 years old.
That's a lot of sardines.
That's a lot of bait we've moved. But as you can see, nothing but quality.
Those are gold.
We do.
Sardine right there, that is gold. That is money. Hook him with the, I actually can't remember the name of these, but BKK makes them. And I basically fashion them into triple hooks. I just kind of slowly stick them through each other's eyes. Some companies make open eye hooks, but I found with the open eye hooks, they when you put a lot of pressure on them, they just open themselves up. So, or like your knot can slip through that gap, the hooks can fall off of each other. So I just like slowly fitting these hooks through each other's eyes, and you can make a nice triple hook out of them. Just feeding it out. We'll see if we get any bites real quick.
Oh yeah? How'd you do?
I think I lost like 5 or 6. Oh. Oh my God. Sailfish. Oh my God. Things started jumping at us, y'all. Things started jumping at us. I was like, what is going on? Oh man, that thing is flared. How's that for a morning wake up? Smoke the sardine. Oh my gosh, I was so confused at first. I was like, that is such a big king skying, but it's a nice Atlantic sail, y'all. Look at that. This is his first sailfish on this boat. Ooh, he's pissed too.
That was genuinely so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny when stuff like that happens on the water. It takes your brain time to process what's happening. It literally like ate my bait and jumped at the boat. Like if that thing kept going, he was going. Yeah.
Really a massive tuna.
Yeah, I would have reeled in if you didn't say to hang out for a sec. Whoa! He's coming around here. I know you wanted that, Colin. These things. Oh, really? Have you ever caught one?
Yeah, one, yeah.
Nice. Just unclamp it, put the... Oh, you're on. Just put the gaff down, bro. It's fine. Just throw it on the ground. Reel on that fish, whatever it is. I gotta get some gloves. Tyler is hooked up on the other rod, so I just lost my help. But I gotta get some gloves, get my hands on this sail real quick. Want to get my hands on it, get the catch, and get this beautiful fish released. Come on. There you go, Colin. Get right there, in between us.
Hooks are out. Now I'm just gonna get some water through this fish's gills, man. Just get him a little bit revived, make sure he's good to go. Don't want any sharks or anything to get him, so we just got the boat in gear. I'm gonna work him through the water just a bit for a minute or two, and we're gonna let him go. And this just goes to show, man, we were not where we wanted to start fishing, but we saw some fish bust as we were heading out here. I'm like, hey man, we're in 70, 80 feet. There could definitely be some awesome fish around here. Sure enough, nice dolphin, nice sail to start the day. Nice, great start to the day. Got plenty more baits. Got a mess to clean up in the front, a bunch of dolphin blood. It's all good things, man, all good things. Let's get back after it. On the jig. Oh, we got a shark under the boat too. Thing is flared. Oh god.
Sharks there?
Bang. Poor man's tuna on the slow pitch jig. Something pulling drag, getting chased by sharks. We got him past the sharks though. We're gonna send. We'll save him for bait later, actually. Swimming specimens right here. This guy's gonna go 1,000,000 miles an hour, hopefully right into a fish's mouth.
Whoa, like that. Okay.
Ooh, I like the look of that. I like the look of that. That's very tuna-like. Yeah. I don't know if he just pulled hook or he's just charging at me. I think he pulled hook. Yep. Dang, dude.
Hold on, I gotta put on that.
Ready? Yeah. Little update is that the morning started out really hot and not that much cool stuff has happened so far. But we're getting bites, we're getting a lot of cutoffs. So we think we've been running through Little Kings. We're kind of changing our tactics up, changing our rigs up. Hopefully not gonna get cut off as much, but when you switch over to wire and triple hooks, you might not get as many bites. So we're playing around, little you know, trial and error to see what we can do to get a fish on the boat.
Here we go, double.
Pass me that rock. Doubled up.
Your fish is better, I think.
Nah, I just had loose drag.
Oh, okay. Got that YouTube drag?
Yeah, pretty much.
Doubled on bonitas, let's go.
Probably.
Gotta be a little conscious of where we're at. We're kind of in some sharky territory, like Ryan was just mentioning, so we gotta do our best to get these fish to the boat in a timely manner. Oh, dude, I got a big yellowtail.
No, you don't.
Oh yeah, it's a flag,
Dude,
bro.
you got a flag.
What do you got?
That's a long. That's,
A little king?
yeah, I would say that's a king, isn't it?
Nice.
Yeah,
You want me to gas him?
yeah, for sure.
I know a lot of people are gonna see your video.
Hang on. Barely hooked. So I just saw that hook placement and I'm really not putting much tension on it because it's hooked in the body. Very likely to rip out. Tyler's puckering right now.
Being very diligent.
There we go. That's a little king.
I went
There we
for the
go.
head, but what can you do?
There we go. Let's go up to the front of the boat here. Nice king on the spinner. Honestly, like much more fun to catch him on the spinner than it is on the conventional. But dude, that's why we switched up to wire, switched up to a little stinger rig. And you see these things are so fast, they eat so crazy. I think I had him in with the treb in the mouth and the J in the body and the treb ripped out. But that is a nice freaking double header, man. And Tyler hooked up just before me.
Here's the other part of the double header, the other part of the equation.
Man caught a flag yellowtail.
Yep. Oh. This is a yellowtail snapper, one of the many species of snapper that live out here. We also get mangroves, which they call gray snapper, mutton snapper, but this is cool. Hit the live bait, pretty sweet.
This is sick. This, you see, if you look at those teeth, that's why we've been getting cut off all dang day long. These guys have very, very sharp freaking teeth. This guy's going in the box. This is a great eating size, man. Stoked.
With the sun getting higher and multiple pelagics already checked off the list, it was time to go chase our last 2 species of the trip. I wanted to try and catch a mutton snapper and a Goliath grouper, so I headed to a spot that I knew both might be hanging out at.
We're making a last-ditch Hail Mary. We're actually right next to the inlet, but we're fishing one last spot that I found a couple random fish at before. Who knows what we'll hook? Maybe we won't even put this in the video. Who knows? We'll see. Stay tuned. Animal. I have my snapper now.
Hey! Drop back a dead bait. I was like, you know what? I might actually catch a snapper. That's a decent mangrove, y'all. That is a very decent mangrove. That's let's see if we can get a cooler measure. Bang, 0.
Oh yeah.
14.5-inch mangrove. That is a nice mangrove all day. These are actually one of the best eating fish. One of my favorite eating fish. They have crazy teeth too. I got bit by one of these as a little kid. I was like, absolutely did not want to unhook any fish for a long time after that. But that one's gonna eat. I'm throwing that one in the cooler for sure.
Tyler ended up catching his biggest jack crevalle of his entire life. This fish weighed in at like 30-35 pounds. And then it was time to start dropping back some grouper baits. And it didn't take long before I hooked up on a giant.
Oh my god.
Dude, the biggest thump of my life. Y'all, I put down a big bait and something really big just ate it. I don't know if I'll be able to land it though. There's stuff for him to break me off on. We will see.
Unfortunately, I forgot my heavy gear today, so we were severely undergunned for these big Goliaths, and we didn't end up landing one of them. These fish were just too close to structure and too big for the gear that we had. But we definitely know we have some unfinished business, and we gotta get back out there and try and catch one of these things.
I feel this when you do. There it is. These fish are too strong for what we have. We're not prepared for them. Maybe we'll come back out one of these days and actually target them, but it is fun to get that ferocious thump.
So that was the end of day 2's fishing, but we still have a ton of work to do, ton of stuff to film. We have to clean some fish up, we have to cook some fish, which is honestly one of my favorite parts of the video. Have some killer recipes planned for you guys. So see you guys at the fillet table and then in the kitchen. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the fillet table, aka my backyard. We have one of those beautiful mahi that we caught yesterday. This is, I think, actually the biggest one. This one Tyler caught, but he wanted me to take it home. So nice, like 8-pound cow. You can tell the difference on dolphin, whether it's male or female, cow or bull, based on the shape of the head. So this is a cow. It's got a real curved head. A bull would have a hard right angle. But beautiful fish. With these fish, I fillet them a specific way. Now, they have a ton of guts, huge gut cavity, because they're growing so fast. I talked about that on the boat. They grow extremely fast, so they need to eat a ton. So their gut cavity goes all the way back to this anal fin. So we want to avoid that. It's kind of gross in those guts. Don't always avoid it, but I'm going to try to. So basically, starting back at that anal fin and working just up towards the head of the fish. Bam. Then start working my knife down and just start that initial cut all the way back down the dolphin. Dolphin, mahi, dorado, got tons of different names on these things, and it just really depends on where you're at. Break through on the back end. Clean those scales off my knife. They don't have huge scales, but they definitely
have some scales. And then I just slowly start separating that meat off the back of this fish. These are not the whitest fish in the world, but they have a great flavor, great texture. One of my favorite eating fish, and just super popular all around the world. You're gonna see this on tons of menus, and it's more of a sustainable fish for sure because of how fast they grow. As our fly friends show up, we wanna try and stay on top of that rib cage. We'll see if we can. Filleting is a very, very individual thing. You'll see a million different ways to do it, and some people a lot better than others. I definitely wouldn't consider myself a pro by any means, but man, I love eating fresh fish. I love eating fish that I caught, so I always do my best with it, and yours isn't gonna look exactly like mine. It might look better, might look worse, but I wouldn't feel bad. This is something that I've done hundreds of times, and I'm still not perfect at, so I wouldn't expect everyone to be perfect at it. But there we have our nice, beautiful mahi-mahi fillet off. You can see that gut cavity, and this cow, although small, still full of eggs. So I don't know how well you guys can see that. Maybe you guys can see it back here, but that is all eggs. That's all roe. So they're already breeding size. Honestly, like half this size, they're already breeding size. Next, we gotta knock the skin off of these. So you will see people with mahi peel skin off of the fish, and I've done that in the past, but I really have found that when you peel the skin off, it kind of leaves this fibrous material that isn't the most appetizing looking, and it kind of has a weird texture to it. So I kind of just like skinning these like a snapper. I just work a flatter knife, longer knife, thinner, all the way down the length of the fish, and sometimes you break through the skin, not the end of the world, but just trying to follow it all the way down, length of fish, bang. There we go. Nice and pretty. Very last step is to debone. So we got bones that run the length of this bloodline, and I basically feel all the way back. So it's like I'm feeling the last bones are gonna be right there. So I know, bang, that's where I gotta start my cut. Just follow that down all the way, and then feel again, bang, feel that, follow the bones down, and I'm removing some bloodline at the same time, so killing two birds with one stone. Move that out, bang. That piece is cat food, dog food, or trash. Don't get mad at me if that's bad for cats or dogs. I don't have any, so I know some of y'all are more religious with that, but basically, this is my final product. Nice, beautiful mahi fillet. If I'm freezing this, I absolutely want to cut all of this bloodline out, and in the kitchen, I probably will cut most of this bloodline out. That's what's going to go bad. Mahi freezes, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10 freeze rating. It's not the best freezing fish, not the worst freezing fish, but definitely delicious, and we are going to have a great meal with this. Next up, we have one of those blackfin tuna that Tyler caught. I'm starting to sense a trend here that Tyler was doing all the catching, and I might have just been sitting around there not doing much. But beautiful blackfin, stoked to be filleting this up. This pec fin up, and then I just cut right back towards the head. Tuna's got really, really thick skin right here, so cutting through that is like one of the tougher points. Once you get past that, it's much easier. Now bigger tunas, what we'll do is we'll literally divide this up into different loins. And I could do this with this fish, and I'm gonna try and take the whole fillet off at once. But essentially with the giant tunas, we'll just take top loin off, then we'll take bottom loin off, and we'll flip it over and do the exact same thing. But I'll see if I can get this in one solid piece. No promises on how pretty it turns out. And man, the bugs have found me. Sun's getting low, bugs are coming out, y'all. Attach them on. Okay, now we got our tuna fillet. And cut straight through that skin, through it. And this is one pretty looking piece of meat. That is a nice, beautiful top tuna loin. It's always the best looking cut, the first top loin off of the fish. Welcome back to the kitchen, y'all. We have multiple things getting made tonight. We got Christina behind the camera, me, right here in front of you guys, and a nice piece of blackfin tuna that I'm removing little bits of bloodline that we missed at the fillet table. Now with this blackfin tuna, basically all I did was paper towel it off. You don't want to rinse it off with fresh water, it'll kind of degrade the meat. And just made sure that there was no little scales, no little bones or anything like that. And made sure everything looked pretty for this presentation. I also stuck in the freezer for about 30 minutes before doing this because it makes cutting everything much, much easier. Just gonna get rid of that little bit more pungent flavored bloodline because we're gonna start cutting this for a raw presentation. So actually, I'm gonna slice straight down the middle here. Now I have my blackfin and I'm just thinly slicing it and laying it onto the presentation plate. And what I find interesting, you guys tell me because you've actually seen this more recently than I have based on the video. Did this fish look like it gained a little bit of color while it was in the fridge? Because I feel like it was a little bit pinker when I was at the fillet table. And then now, it's got a little bit more red to it. Definitely not as red as, you know, yellowfin that I've cooked in the past or prepared in the past, but it looks pretty nice. Like, this is definitely not a bonita. Okay, so we have everything lined up, all nice and pretty. And we have this chili oil that our friends actually make here, local in Satellite Beach, Florida. Their company is called Tapped. And this is the first time I'm using it. I tried it just before this and man, it's delicious. But Christina is one of those. She's a little afraid of spice. So I'm gonna try not to go too hard because it does have a little kick to it. This one's actually the nicer one, the one that's not as spicy. But just gonna top a little bit down our tuna. Finely chopped mango, it's very fresh. I actually probably ate half the mango myself beforehand. Just gonna get that on there as nicely as we can. Not gonna be perfect. I need smaller tongs, y'all. These tongs are not working. Christina's like, that's the perfect tool for that. I kind of disagree. I think I'm gonna use a spoon here in a second. Let's try row 2. Let's try spooning. Yeah, spooning is definitely superior. Those tongs were the worst idea I've ever had, babe.
I'm trying to keep.
You're trying to keep it together? No shaky camera in the background. And lastly, a little bit of soy sauce. And we're ready to eat. Simple, easy, fresh, things that I love, especially when we're making just the appetizer and we have a whole dinner to make. This looks really good. Christina and I are gonna try it out. She's trying to take a bite without me videoing. I'm trying to cheat.
Oh, that's good.
Can you handle the spice?
Yeah, it's delicious. It's just the right amount.
She just coughed. Well, you're going in for another one, so you didn't hate it completely.
Perfect appetizer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That chili oil is so good, man. It just makes this. But the mango really works well with it. I was actually kind of worried that'd be a little weird. But the chili oil plus the mango is excellent. I think I'm just gonna eat this. You wanna cook something?
No.
Are you sure?
Considering it's 9 o'clock, no.
Aw.
Now it's time to get going with dinner, but the very first step to make dinner is we had to make a sauce. We're making basically like a Thai curry. Not too spicy, but very flavorful. And the very first ingredient is a little bit of coconut milk. We're just gonna pour that into our saucepan and get everything start working. Bam, about 1 can of coconut milk. Now the juice of a lime going in. Garlic cloves. I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of this Thai curry paste, and I know this is gonna be spicy, so again, Christina's probably very afraid of it, but just about 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of just normal white sugar going in, and we're gonna grate some ginger. Last but not least, 1 teaspoon of this fish sauce. Stir it all together, and we're gonna let that simmer.
Thought the color was looking a little light, and I reread the recipe, and actually this called for 1 tablespoon, not 1 teaspoon of the red curry paste. So we'll add 2 more teaspoons. And we'll just let that simmer. Oh, you can smell it? It smells good. So just laying out our pieces of mahi. I tried to cut them into equal-ish sizes. Not the biggest mahi in the world, so it is going to bake very quickly. With just a little bit of salt and pepper on one side of our fillets. And some pepper. So we let our sauce cook down for like 8 minutes or so, just slightly simmering. Now it's, you know, fairly together, and I'm going to add in some cilantro. Basically like a couple tablespoons. I swear cilantro gets everywhere when you cook with it. And I'm also gonna add some more of that green onion from Christina's planter. A little taste test. So if I was making this just for me, I would probably make it a little bit spicier, but considering Christina is a little bit of a wimp when it comes to stuff like this, I think it's actually perfect. Now, I'm actually gonna take some of this sauce that will go on our fish after it's cooked, but I'm gonna brush the fish before we put it in the oven. I'm gonna get a little bit deeper layers of flavor going. Being that these are smaller fillets, I'm gonna start with just like, probably like 6 to 8 minutes in the oven. I got the oven preheated to 400 right now, and they're gonna cook pretty darn fast. Definitely don't wanna dry them out and overcook them. And just going in. Like I said, after like 6 minutes, I'll just check it with a fork, see if it's flaking properly or not.
Y'all, this is my favorite thing to do. Toast some coconut and add it to your coconut rice.
Those toasted coconut flakes into our rice. Looking good. Really just adds like a nice texture too, because it's a little bit crunchy when you first mix it in. And if I would have had more, I probably would have saved a little bit to top it with, but that is looking pretty good. And starting off our plating here. This will be Christina's plate, so you say when on your coconut rice? She's like, double it, buddy. Maybe triple it.
Yeah,
It's all right?
it's good.
All right. Get one of our pieces of mahi. Right there on top. That's for Christina. Then I'll go with, whoa, lost it. One for me. 2 for me. Nice. Looking really good. And now we top with our curry sauce. Finishing touches, just a little bit of fresh cilantro.
And green onion.
And a little green onion too. Everything looks absolutely delicious. Can't wait to dig in. Christina is already digging in and burning her tongue. Well, we have 2 very clean plates and 2 very tired humans. I actually got to get up pretty early tomorrow to go fishing. She's got to get up early tomorrow for work. And you guys got to watch another video. So go ahead and check out this one right here on top of Christina's face. Sorry, babe. And we'll see you guys over there.